Hey everybody, Yankee here. The other day I did a video on the new ATF ruling about pistol braces. And I know a lot of people are upset about this ruling and they're like, oh my God, they're taking our rights away. Well, no, they're not taking away any rights because that right's already been removed. We've already had that infringement that we can't build SBRs. That didn't change because we had pistol braces. That was a sad attempt to get around the law, but it didn't change the law and give us our rights back. We need to get rid of the NFA to get our rights back. But that's another story. I want to talk today about something I said in that video. Now, my main point of that video was the reason something like this is happening is because people can't keep their mouths shut and they want to try to create publicity so they can sell products. And it hurts us overall as a community. And I think if people do something, like build an SBR or design a pistol brace, unless the ATF comes looking into your business, keep your mouth shut. Don't worry about it. I'm a firm believer in civil disobedience. If people want to build SBRs and say, F you government, I'm doing it and blah, 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 whatever. If they want to make a point of it so that they could challenge the law, that's great. That's sacrificing your own potential freedom to change the law. And that to me is a hero. If you just want to do it and keep your mouth shut about it, like if you've got 5 of them in your basement and they're never going to see the light of day off your property unless the apocalypse comes, I'm okay with that too. And the ATF ain't going to be a big issue in that either. How are they ever going to know, or why would they even look? Unless you're like drug running or human trafficking or beating up your wife or something, they're never even going to be there to even check. So why would you care? I say just keep your mouth shut. But I said something in that video today that today I want to say was totally false, misinformed, stupid even. In that video, I said, I can't imagine anyone would be dumb enough to register a gun with a pistol brace on it as an SBR. I said, if you were going to build an SBR, you'd just put a regular stock on it so that it was good. If you're going to go to the trouble, why not just have the real thing? And that was very short-sighted of me, because I am going to register my PTR. In fact, I wish I had 2 or 3 of them that had pistol braces on them. Because here's the thing, right now, it's free. Your tax stamp is free. Now, I'm not going to go into the if you get a tax stamp, the government, you're on their radar, blah, blah, blah. If you're on their radar, you're on their radar for anything they want to put you on. And this whole, it gives them more of a chance to check on you. If they want to check on you, they're going to check on you. And in my case, I already have SBRs. I have 3 of them. So I'm already on any list I can be on. So doing one more isn't going to hurt me. But like I said, it's free. So why wouldn't I do it now? Because here's the thing. Once it's registered as an SBR, once it's got that approval, got that tax stamp, that government approval to exercise our inalienable rights, it's yours and you can change it if you want to. Now, they request you notify them if you make any major changes to a registered item. But if you're just making minor changes, like replacing a broken part, that's not even anything you have to notify them of if it doesn't change the overall build of the gun. And in this case, that pistol brace I have on there is exact same length down to like a couple of millimeters as the stock I would like to put on it if I was going to register it as an SBR. It's one I have on another one of my SBRs. So I'm going to go ahead and register my PTR for free tax stamp. And like I said, I wish I had more of them. And then once it gets approved, I get my stamp, I'm taking that pistol brace off there and I'm putting a stock on it. Doesn't change the overall length of the gun, doesn't change any feature of the gun. Since that is a stock, according to the ATF, well, any other stock that's the same length is the same thing. They don't ask you on that form, what's the exact to the millimeter length of your stock and what brand is it, blah, blah, blah. That's not even on there. So there's no way they'd even be able to verify that later. The only thing they'd be able to say is, you had a pistol brace on here and now it's a stock. Well, I'll be like, well, you said it was a stock. You said a pistol brace is a stock. So we had a stock on it before. It's got a stock on it now. Didn't change anything. Maybe the make is different of the stock. Maybe the overall length is off by a millimeter or so, not enough to require me to file any changes. So what's the issue? I think they'd have a real hard time saying anything about that. Because like I say, if you build an SBR and your stock breaks, you can take it off and put another one on there. It's an SBR. You're allowed to have a stock on it. And you're not required to have the same exact stock for it for the life of the gun. It's not a requirement. You can make changes. If you make certain changes, you got to notify them. Other changes, you don't even have to notify them. So I'm going to register my PTR. You know, it's making a silk purse out of a sow's ear, or in this case, making an SBR out of a sow's ear. You know, I got this decent gun with this crappy pistol brace on it. Now, for no extra charge, I'm going to be able to stick stock on it and have an actual SBR. So there's a positive side to it right there for me. I still agree with everything I said in the last video, that I don't agree with this decision. I don't particularly like pistol braces, but I don't like the fact that the government has any say in the length of your gun, whether you put a stock on a gun or not. I don't think pistol braces should even exist, because they shouldn't have a need to exist, because we should all be able to build SBRs if we want to. We should be able to build short-barreled shotguns if we want to, and the government should mind their business. So I don't think these things should even exist, but since they do, and now they're actually stocks according to the ATF, you might as well take advantage of that free registration, put a real stock on it later, and have an actual SBR, something that's actually kind of cool. So I did want to say I was absolutely wrong to say I don't think anyone would register their gun with a pistol brace. Unless you're someone who's terrified of registering something with the government, you don't want to be involved with that, or you completely object to the principle that they can do it, and you don't want to do it, do you and keep your mouth shut. But if you're someone who's already got SBRs, or you're not worried about getting on a list or whatever, do it. It's free. And you'll get an SBR. The thing that stops most people from doing things like suppressors and SBRs is that $200 tax stamp. That's out of the way now. So I hope they see a flood of people registering their guns. And I hope it takes up hours and hours and days and weeks and months of their time processing all of it. I hope they lose a lot of revenue because they're not getting the money off these SBRs. And here's the thing. If you say I had this gun already with a pistol brace on it, but let's say you had the pistol braces, but you had some guns that, could be SBRs, but you really hadn't put them together yet or not, how are they going to know? They don't have a registry of every pistol brace ever sold or who had it. So in this time period, if you've got them, register them. There's no limit on how many you can register. It clearly says there's no limit to how many you can get with the tax deferral. So I have one, maybe two. I'm going to register them. There's one you know about, one maybe you don't. I'm going to register them, and then as soon as I get those tax stamps, I'm going to be putting stocks on them. Because actually, it turns out to be a really good idea and a really good deal as far as I'm concerned. So, like I said, I'm going to make the most of this situation, and I'm going to make me some SBRs out of some sow's ears.